Muy buenas chavales, ¿cómo estamos? Bienvenidos al canal, bienvenidos a un nuevo directo de eventos, chicos, de eventos. Estamos últimamente que no paramos con todo esto y no me ha dado mucho tiempo a prepararme al final porque estamos que empezamos, chavales, estamos que empezamos. De todas formas, el directo estaba anunciado desde hace unas horas, pero no sé qué le pasa a YouTube con mis directos que no los muestra. A veces no los muestra y aparece todo el mundo y hace horas que está anunciado esto, hace horas. De hecho, el que no lo haya visto, pues ha estado anunciado por Discord, ha estado anunciado por Twitter, ha estado anunciado por Facebook, en mi Facebook Gaming, etcétera, y todo eso. Entonces, chicos, sed bienvenidos a todos los que vais entrando. Ya lo siento esto de que no hayáis podido verlo antes anunciado, lleva horas anunciado, porque no ha sido culpa mía, ha sido culpa de YouTube, como siempre, hay veces que me lo hace. Y resulta que van a empezar 5 minutitos antes. Yo que quería hacer una previa con vosotros de 10 minutos, no me va a dar tiempo. Pero bueno, lo único que os digo que vamos a ver un poquito qué es lo que hemos comprado. De momento no tienen sonido ellos tampoco, no me ha dado tiempo a meteros la música. Pero bienvenidos, vamos a disfrutar un poquito. Es un evento corto y yo creo que va a ser intenso. Nos van a enseñar gameplay, bonito, eso, vamos a disfrutarlo. Muy buenas, Jonathan, ¿qué tal, campeón? Muy bienvenido. Irá entrando la gente poco a poco, espero que más o menos, pues... espabilen, porque algunos si llegan...
Cyberpunk at the top of the hour. Hey guys, it's Jeff Keighley. Hope you're getting hyped. We're going to watch Night City Wire together at the
Ya
top of the
empieza.
hour.
Es que no queda nada, queda un minuto. Queda un minuto. Digo, estaba oyendo yo a un tío hablando. Sí.
20 plus minutes. So we got lots of good stuff for you. Stick around, we'll go live in about 40 seconds.
Ah, que se retrasa, que quedan 20 minutos, aunque ponga que quedan 40 segundos. Que yo corriendo y corriendo y corriendo y corriendo. Un minutito. Quedan 20 minutos, han dicho, ¿eh? O que va a durar 20 minutos. Yo he leído que va a durar 25 minutos. Entonces, estaba comentando eso, no lo he entendido todo. Si alguien me puede decir, pues perfecto. Si no, pues veremos ahora, en 15 segundos, lo que pasa. Y si tengo yo razón o no. Yo lo que quiero ver es... ¿qué es por lo que hemos pagado? Porque yo lo tengo pagado, lo tengo comprado, lo tengo reservado hace meses. Bueno, no meses, pero sí más de un mes. Bueno, pues ahí vamos. Hay ganas, hay ganas. Lo que pasa es que vamos a estar en familia. En familia nunca mejor dicho, vamos a ser poquitos aquí hoy, ¿eh? Porque como YouTube no mostraba mi directo, pues... al que le pille un poco de sopetón y pueda, bien, el que no... ¿qué tal se oye? ¿Bien? Y exacto, es parte del Summer Game Fest.
It's me, Jeff Keighley. Welcome to Night City Wire for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm here in LA, and we are excited to get things started. So let me give you a bit of a rundown of what's going to happen. We are going to watch Night City Wire live here in about 13 minutes. So
vale,
that's gonna be about a 25
quedan 13 minutos. Acabo de tapar al paisano, pero bueno, mejor que me veáis a mí. Decían que quedaban 20 minutos y eran 20 minutos. Exacto, correcto. Correcto. Y hablaban de algo del hype también, que se había entendido bien. Soy bien. Vale. No está haciendo la previa el pavo ese, si queréis os la hago yo un poco. Pero bueno, en City, pues en Night City Wire, pues eso, vamos a ver qué pasa con Night City, vamos a ver qué pasa con todo ese entorno de luces de neón que tanto nos gusta. Sabéis que se basa en 2020, ¿no? Que es una novela, bueno, un cómic de hace bastante tiempo y ha sido adaptado por CD PROJEKT Red, justo por el equipo CD PROJEKT Red, porque tiene más equipos. Y bueno, sabéis que son 3.000 trabajadores en total, es un equipo considerable en total, en general, ¿no? La industria, la empresa polaca esta que es dueña de GOG. Pero bueno, no son tan grandes y poderosos como otros y hacen muy buenos trabajos. Tardan tiempo en pulirlos, tardan tiempo en sacarlos, pero nos han demostrado hasta ahora pericia y buen hacer. Y juegos completos, que si nos sacan un DLC, nos sacan un DLC de un montón de horas. ¿Estáis oyendo las obras? Espero que no.
New aspects of the game that they're going to talk about that I got to play that I can't tell you about, it was
Era rol de travel. Pues espera que lo consulto, porque a lo mejor me estoy equivocando yo.
Brand new game, brand new IP really in many ways. So anyways, I can't say much right now, but I did get some cool swag from CD PROJEKT Red that I can show you.
Sí, coño, que tiene juego de rol. Igual había algún cómic luego y todo eso, pero que es verdad, que se me va la olla, tío, que tienes razón. Gracias por la anotación. A ver qué nos va a enseñar. A ver qué nos va a enseñar el tío este ahí, pues un poco presentando la previa para hacer el hype. Ah, la mochila de Cyberpunk. No tiene pinta de ser muy buena, ¿eh? Pero bueno, está bien. Sudadera. Played it before. Bueno, lo que pasa es que el amarillo es muy chillón. A mí no me queda bien, ¿eh? Yo creo.
Always a little gadgets. Anyway, so I got that, and then I got 3 stickers. Hold on, let me grab those. And these are the 3 life packs.
Sí, te pegan todo. Las trampas amarillas para mosquitos precisamente son eso. Trampas amarillas con feromonas, pega, para que se queden ahí y no se muevan y casquen.
I played as a street kid, hence the street kid backpack. So I put a poll on Twitter, but you guys in the chat can guess. Oh wait, the right way up. Which one did I play?
Voy a mirar una cosa.
Corpo,
mientras estamos esperando, nos está enseñando un poco el merchandising. No sé si os mola.
Find out at the bottom of the hour which one I played as, and I'll tell you about my experience and how different I think the other paths are. I only got to play one of the paths, so I'm sure there'll be other journalists in media that pick different paths, and they'll probably have different things to talk about from it. So anyways, it's pretty cool that Cyberpunk is coming out this year, as you guys probably know. Got unfortunately delayed again until November.
Claramente, Alberto.
That they are talking about for it.
Eso es. 9 minutos 47 segundos, está diciendo el paisano. Bueno, lo que estamos viendo ahí.
But so yeah, Cyberpunk is coming out in November. One thing that you may also
Lo que está diciendo, que se había retrasado y sale para el 19 de noviembre. Lo que ya sabemos. Eso, que sale para las nuevas consolas, también para las de esta generación y para PC. ¿El juego del año? Pues no lo sé, pero más o menos lo espero. Veremos a ver, según nos empiecen a mostrar ahora y veamos un poquito más, porque nos van a enseñar un nuevo tráiler y nos van a enseñar también gameplay. En cuanto veamos un poquito, vamos a intuir mejor. Vamos a intuir mejor si se puede llegar a tratar de eso.
In that, there's going to be forwards compatibility, backwards compatibility, and everyone's trying to figure out how that's all going to work. But the basic idea is Cyberpunk you're going to be able to play on whatever console you have later this year, and of course on PC.
Está hablando de todos los sistemas y de las compatibilidades que necesita ahora Cyberpunk, todas las compatibilidades que se están llevando a cabo, y creo que es por eso por lo que a lo mejor lo han elongado un poquito más. Nueva generación de consolas, consolas anteriores, las compatibilidades entre PC también y todo eso.
PC and console in November. So, the game, we've seen a lot of it over the years. Certainly remember some great E3 demos, 2 in particular that CD PROJEKT Red has done around this game. And of course, last year, big moment with Keanu Reeves.
Bueno, ha vuelto a repetir que en noviembre lo tendremos.
His character, Johnny Silverhand, in the game. So, we will hear more about the game from CD PROJEKT Red in about 8 minutes now. Last thing that I did with these guys.
¿Que quedan 7 minutos? Vale, nos lo enseña. Hombre, estos señores son de enseñar las cosas bien, yo creo. Porque les gusta hacer y enseñar las cosas bien. Les lleva trabajo, pueden retrasarlo lo que haga falta, pero yo creo que se va a ver chulo. No van a mostrar debilidades, eso está claro. Han sacado pocos juegos importantes así que conozcamos, pero se los han tomado con mucho trabajo y esmero. Y al final, pues, joder, el buen trabajo se ve siempre. Muy buena, Jesusete. ¿Qué tal?
extremely rich and detailed, and again, it's a little hard for me because there's so much I want to tell you guys about this game and the experience of playing it, but we have to abide by all the official embargoes. So we're gonna let.
Pero están bastante bien hechos los juegos, están bastante bien hechos, bastante bien hechos. Que optimicen los recursos estaría bien, porque si le pueden sacar más potencial y le puedes dar tú al PC mucha más chicha, pues sin que pete, mejor. Por mi parte, las consolas son entornos cerrados y quieras que no. Muy buenas, Fernando. ¿Qué tal? Bienvenido. 6 minutos, 6 minutos. Bueno, están haciendo algún comentario sobre las Games Awards, porque es en los Game Awards donde están apareciendo. Han hecho también una alusión al Summer Game, que es pues todo este festival en torno a lo que se están mostrando un montón de juegos durante varios meses, desde mayo. Y ahora le ha petado un poco eso. Sigue hablando del Summer Fest, que continúa hasta agosto, supongo que forma parte del Summer Fest, y durante toda esta festividad, esta celebración de videojuegos, que sepáis, porque no sé si lo sabéis, nos van a presentar este evento, pero más eventos Cyberpunk, según nos vayamos acercando a noviembre. Vamos a tener 4 eventos en total, me parece, este es el primero de todos ellos, y cada vez que vayan pues ampliando un poco información, cositas que nos quieran mostrar, vaya mejorando un poco todo, ¿no? Porque nos vamos acercando a noviembre, ya no queda tanto, no es tanto. Para el día del lanzamiento, pues vamos a ir viendo cosas nuevas. Muy buenas, José. ¿Qué tal? José Méndez. Me suena tu nombre, quizá te he contestado a algún comentario a ti, no sé si me estoy equivocando, en la guía de The Messenger. Puede ser. In July, and then in August, of course, we've got the big Gamescom opening night live event that is going to be happening on August 27th, which is going to be really big, and we're working extremely hard on that as well. Ok, ya decía yo, digo, no sé si me estoy equivocando, porque hace poquito te he contestado. Pues mira, no viene mucho al tema, pero somos poquitos, tampoco te digo. Yo creo que has abierto el baúl 2 veces sin querer y has vuelto a coger los Shuriken antiguos. Mira, ve, revísalo y tendrás el nuevo. Estoy seguro de que ha sido ese error o ha habido a lo mejor ha sido un bug o alguna tontería. Se soluciona fijo. So I think you'll see more of that and maybe announced games, but they're going to show you more on that, and there'll be much more happening kind of throughout July and August. Pues estamos esperando, quedan en torno a 5 minutitos. Está haciendo la previa aquí el paisano conmigo. Se ha puesto más grande, no puede ser. Muy buena, Juan, tío. Vamos a ver si va entrando un poco más de gente. Que sepáis que el directo llevaba anunciado horas, pero YouTube no me lo mostraba. No lo mostraba al público. Lleva anunciado horas. De hecho, me he hecho valer de las redes sociales para anunciarme, pero no sé cuánta gente le habrá llegado, porque somos solo 7. CD PROJEKT and we're all hoping it's going to hit that November date. I think today we're going to see a lot more of the game. Obviously people have seen it, but lo que sabemos de momento es que tenemos nuevo tráiler y tenemos pues creo que es un cuarto de hora de gameplay y una parte de entrevista con los desarrolladores, con los que están directamente implicados, que es la parte del equipo de Cyberpunk, que es el equipo de perdón, el equipo Red. ¿Sabéis, no? 3 minutos. Muy buenas tardes. With these things, I always feel like I'm going to kind of co-stream it, but I also want to just like watch it with you guys, so I'm not going to like heavily commentate on it, but we're going to go right into my impressions. Venga, que vaya entrando la gente, que queda poco y luego lo perdéis, que lleguéis tarde, que ahora nos mostrarán un gameplay, yo creo. Bueno, ahora nos mostrarán posiblemente, lo primero, a lo mejor se pongan a hacer un poco la entrevista o nos muestren el tráiler, hagan la entrevista y luego se pongan a jugar. Me imagino. Se viene tráiler nuevo. Va a ser el segundo tráiler y esto va a estar comprendido en 4 episodios. Hoy es el primer episodio y a lo largo del tiempo vamos a tener que estar un poco pues al tanto, que os lo iré trayendo, porque van a ser pues episodios de 25 a media hora, donde nos van a mostrar cositas según nos vayamos acercando a noviembre. Ya os digo, quedan 3 episodios más según tengo entendido. Gameplay también van a hacer y entrevista. No, la fecha ya está, el 19 de noviembre, si no me estoy equivocando. De hecho, yo lo tengo pagado ya, ¿eh? Lo tengo reservado y pagado. Y quiero saber qué he comprado. Y vosotros queréis saber por qué queréis pagar, ¿verdad? Pues aquí estamos. Nah, yo creo que Assassin's Creed Valhalla no va a estar mal y pase lo que pase, ya tenían parte de desarrollo bastante avanzado, yo creo, ¿eh? No bastante, pero ya me entendéis. El concepto, la idea y muchas cosas las tenían, ya las tienen hiladas.
Half hour, and then we'll go right into kind of talking about my experience playing the game. And I'll try and answer some of your questions as well. I'm sure you guys have lots of questions, so hit me on chat, on Twitch or YouTube or at reply me.
Están comentando pues eso, que forma parte de los Game Awards y están en el canal de Twitch y en el canal de YouTube. Yo estoy emitiendo desde el suyo propio de YouTube y vamos a ver ahora qué tal.
Pretty fun thing. We're about 50 seconds away now from the whole event going live, so we are going to watch it with you guys, and then, as I mentioned, come back afterwards and give everyone a chance to sort of experience whatever the CD Projekt Red guys have in store for us, which I think will be, again, can't say much, but I think it's going to be a pretty exciting afternoon in terms of what they're able to share with us. So, again, we will...
Un saludo, Dante.
We're about 20 seconds away from the event going live, so we are really excited to show you guys Night City Wire from CD Projekt Red, and we will check this thing out live here with the guys from Cyberpunk. So get ready. We are going to go live to the event.
Empieza, está contactando con ellos, por lo visto.
See what they have in store for us. Enjoy.
Con CD Projekt Red, el equipo pues encargado directamente de Cyberpunk. Es el Red, es CD Projekt Red, además lo acaba de decir, ¿eh? Que ya lo sabíamos. Parece que está tardando un poquito, estaba poniéndose en comunicación, ya está. Ok. Y tenemos cachonda, además.
Media all over the world have been getting hands-on with Cyberpunk 2077, and when this episode finishes, you'll be able to
Se les ve mal,
exactly what they thought.
Okay.
So, let's get started. It is time to take a look at our brand new trailer, and after that, our lead quest designer Pavel Sasko will be joining us because I've got a feeling you're going to have a few questions after watching this.
Se ve con una calidad un poco mala. Tráiler. Estaba comentando pues eso, que nos iba a enseñar el tráiler de... Pero bueno, espero que lo estabais entendiendo, así que vamos a disfrutar. Pero joder, por favor, que se arregle lo de la calidad porque no lo estoy viendo nada bien. Y es un problema de ellos, ¿eh?
We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
But we are. They just don't know it yet. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you can do damn near anything.
Pinta de puta madre, pero se está viendo el tráiler a muy baja calidad. Voy a buscar en Twitch a ver si... Ya se les ve bien, ya se les ve bien, ya se les ve bien. Ya se les ve bien. Perfecto, muchachos. Casi me da un parraque, ¿eh? ¡Guau! Pinta brutal, ¿eh? Sí, sí, tenían un problema ellos con la transmisión, no era mío, ¿eh? Deus Ex tiene rollo, ¿eh? Pero bueno, piensa, rollo futurista, parte de rol. Este juego Es lo que tiene RPG. Pinta bien, ¿eh? Pinta bien. ¿Qué os ha parecido? Anda. ¿Quién es ese? Es nuestro colega Keanu Reeves.
Footage from the game's prologue only, but there was an awful lot in it. So, Pavel, why don't you try and help us unpack everything that we just saw?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, I can try. So, what you have just seen is only the prologue of the game.
¡Ey! Que se les va, que se les va, que se les va, que quedan ahí. Estará la gente comiéndose los huevos.
What the trailer shows you is really our stage, the Night City. You know, this gigantic city built of 6 completely unique one that we call the Badlands. As a player, you are
O en PC.
Jackie
O en
is your
PC.
friend. Now, they together are trying to reach out for something that is very precious. They are trying to reach out for this chip of immortality, this gateway to eternal life.
Se ve bastante bonito, ¿eh?
You to Fixer Dexter DeShawn. He's a very important person in the social ladder of Cyberpunk. He is able to provide the player with various jobs and contracts to be able to gather money, to be
Tenemos trabajos y contratos para llevar a cabo y hacer misiones en toda esta sociedad de Cyberpunk 2077, en Night City. Y bueno, como sabéis, hay facciones también, eso os lo digo yo por si no lo ha dicho el paisano.
So let's start with talking about a gang called the Mox. Now, we see a few flashes of them in this trailer. I personally think they're really cool and one of my favorites, but can you give us a little bit more information about them?
Oh yes, so the Mox is one of the gangs that player is going to interact with throughout the game. The Mox is the gang that has been formed in 2076 after death of Elizabeth Borden. She was called Lizzie. Now, she was an owner of a brothel and former sex worker, and she was protecting working guys and girls from harassment, from abuse, and the gang is really continuing her mission. And as a player, you are going to interact with that gang, meet multiple different NPCs, and craft your own relationship with them, and understand what they are all about.
So earlier on, you did mention a 7th district, a place called the Badlands. Now, we saw a few shots of this in the trailer, but I'd love for you to give us a bit more detail about the district outside of the city walls.
Okay, so the Badlands is this like dead, dried out space going around the whole Night City. And as a player, you'll be able to traverse that space in your car or motorcycle. This is a space that is inhabited by the nomads. Nomads are living in different families and they are traveling across that space in convoys made out of the cars and motorcycles. And as a player, you'll be able to traverse and access different type of open world content that has
¿Cómo se ve, eh?
prepared specifically for you.
Mola bastante. Qué pena que la calidad de la transmisión no sea la mejor del mundo.
In the trailer, we also saw like a completely metal creature. Now, he didn't look like he was from the Maelstrom gang. This looks
Sí, claro, todavía están trabajando con él. Decían que estaban afinando cosas. Y sobre todo el tema de las compatibilidades.
He has been introduced in pen and paper in Cyberpunk 2020.
Está fallando esto más que la Virgen, ¿eh? Se les va la transmisión. Mira, tenemos Cyborg.
He had to find his own space in Night City, but to find out, you have to play the game.
In this trailer, we do see some flashes of a Ripper doc called Victor Vector. I think if people have watched our previous gameplays, they might remember him. But I'd really like for you to give the people at home some more information about what Ripper docs are and how they'll be interacting with them when they play Cyberpunk.
So Ripper docs in our game, they are surgeons. They are like a specific type of a job in the social ladder of Cyberpunk. They are accustomed and
Pero me está dando problemas.
in replacing limbs to the metal ones. They can basically update your body, enhance your body, change you into this walking war machine. And as a player, you are going to meet different kind of Ripper docs in the game, craft your own relationship with them. Some of them are like important characters for a story. Through that, you will invest eddies that you're gathering to turn your body into this tool that allows you to survive on the streets of Night City.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining us. I know you'll be back later in the episode because you're going to be helping us to analyze the Braindance gameplay. But before that, we do have some news to share.
Hala,
Earlier
he quitado
in
la
the year, we
capturadora ya.
announced that if you pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on
Por lo menos
Xbox
me
One,
oís, ¿no?
you'll be able to play
Sin
it
problema.
on Xbox
Cago en la
Series
leche.
X when the
Qué mal,
console
¿eh?
launches, and players as well. If you pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on PlayStation 4, you'll also be able to play it on PlayStation 5 when the console launches. And that's not all. There will be a free upgrade for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, but we'll have more details on that soon.
Tonight City.
Before we reveal our first look at the Braindance gameplay and welcome back our developers for a chat, there is just one more thing we want to announce, something that we've been working on in secret for a while. We are very excited to announce our partnership with Studio Trigger and
No, hombre, la rubia está bien, ¿eh? No está nada mal.
A standalone anime set in the Cyberpunk universe, which we've been working on for some time now. Edgerunners is due to launch in 2022, but for some more information, let's go to the team in Tokyo.
Hi, my name is Saya
He
Elder.
vuelto.
I am the Japan-based producer for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. What I do basically on this project is that
Hombre,
I
decid que está
am
tan bien,
a
¿eh?
fixer, to put it in the words of the Cyberpunk universe. We are a game company. We are a bunch of nerds, and wherever there are nerds, there's going to be anime fans. So it was always a dream for us to make anime. When we began this project, we were certain that we didn't want to make a recreation of the game. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a standalone story set in the same universe. The stage is still Night City, but everything else is totally new. New characters, new story. I do like to think that it's going to be a great gateway for newcomers to come and check Cyberpunk game and also the Cyberpunk genre as a whole. Right now we're in Nakano, which is one of the biggest anime meccas of the world. I'm going to take you to Studio Trigger.
¿Veis las similitudes, no? Y lo que nos está comentando sobre Japón, vamos, si no me estoy equivocando, porque como he estado pendiente de otras cosas... Bienvenido, Nero, tío. Bienvenido.
キャラクターデザインを担当する吉成です。
ゲームのサイバーパンクのファンの方、今回初めて触れる方両方に満足していただけるようにアニメを作るつもりです。よろしくお願いします。
今回はそのサイバーパンクという
Vale, ok. Ok, Alberto, colega.
一ファンにしか過ぎなかった。
Porque claro, andaba yo aquí, que ha habido problemas técnicos, justo tiene que dar un problema ahora.
作れるというのが非常に楽しみです。
Bueno, que sean orgullosos de crear algo de género después de tantos años y que bueno, es el 10º aniversario. Ok. Para Netflix. La serie, de lo que se hablaba un poquito, ¿no? Porque he oído algo por ahí, algún rumor. Para 2022, serie oficial en Netflix.
It allows you to relive their sense of sight, smell, touch, and even hearing, all thanks to a special device. After the gameplay, I will be welcoming back Pavel Sasko. I will also be joined by Patrick Miller and all-round lore master who will be helping to answer your questions and give you some explanation on how you'll be interacting with Braindance when you play Cyberpunk 2077. Take a look.
Vale, vamos a echar un vistazo.
Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
And remember, everything on full blast. They'll spot us extra for a wicked adrenaline high.
Está guapo, ¿eh?
Okay, on you go.
Toma.
Down, everybody, on the ground. What I see you kissing the floor.
Vamos, todos para el suelo.
Now, or I will fucking drop you.
A atracar la tienda, chaval.
Well, yeah, hey, now, before I
Vamos,
blow your
ahora.
fucking head off.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
That was too much. Could feel the guy's pain, his stress, his hope.
Qué guapo, ¿no?
Wrapped up in something else.
Mm-hmm. Probably took a booster just before. You'll be fine. Got everything set up? Let's switch over to editing mode.
Sí, sale, posiblemente salga con el lanzamiento de las consolas. No sé si a lo
I'll sever the link to the BD Roller's sensory array. You'll be able to look around freely. Whole scene's yours. Full cam control in analysis mode, so move around, zoom in and out, whatever else you come up with. Think of it as your own little sandbox. So, analysis mode, you control playback. Can even pause when you feel the need. Then you use the editor console to unpause. Try it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho.
No seas creativo, no hagas ninguna cosa que no esté en el plan, ¿no?
Well, that's not all. You can speed things up or rewind, whatever you like. Give it a try. Rewind. Roll it back to the top. All good. Neat. Now try fast forwarding a bit.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't be creative. You go in, snatch the cash.
Tengo que arreglar unas cosillas en cuanto acabe el evento, chicos. ¿Qué le vamos a hacer? Esto no me pasaba nunca, me ha pasado alguna vez, aislada, y ahora me está pasando muy a menudo, no sé qué ocurre. Pero bueno, vamos a intentar disfrutar del evento, que es a lo que hemos venido. Vamos a pasar un buen rato, vamos a ver qué nos muestran y que pinta bastante chulo, eso desde luego.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks. And remember,
okay, right here. Excellent. Let's move on. Now heads up. In analysis mode, you can ferret out background noise and conversations if the roller got...
Están analizando una grabación de una cámara y pueden ir para adelante, para atrás, etcétera, para ver lo que ha ocurrido durante el atraco. Para ver las fuentes grabadas, tiene señales de sensor y un switch de audio. Muchos sonidos procedentes de varios lugares en la tienda se pueden revisar. Y es lo que está haciendo. Ok. Está guapo, ¿eh? La forma de jugar y esas cosas que le meten para poder analizar cositas.
Seriously, like what's happening right next to me.
Yeah, it's how BD recording implants work. They pick up everything, all the elements in the background. Then an editor tweaks them, makes them pop. Keep playing with the sound.
Está hablando de implantes de grabación. A veces puedes analizar capas extra y revisar cosas pues un poco por separado, ¿no? Que es lo que están haciendo ahora mismo. Además, ¿veis las cositas que salen en el mostrador? Hombre, yo sí me aventuraría a decir que mínimo 80 gigas mínimo. Pueden ser 100, 120. Podría, pero no se sabe porque depende también de la optimización y todo. Cámara de vigilancia que hay por ahí. Pues está bien las mecánicas de visionado y todo el hardware que se supone cómo funciona, ¿no? Para poder investigar zonas y para poder ver qué ha ocurrido, de dónde vienen sonidos, investigar capas, diferentes cositas, ¿no? Da muchísima libertad a la hora de echar un vistazo de forma exhaustiva. Ojo, ¿eh? Parece una tontería, pero claro, eso también es curro de cojones. Muy buenas, Apium, ¿qué tal?
Yeah, it's impressive, right? It's too bad most of the BDs we do here are only good for flogging the log.
So Braindance is a pretty big part of the Cyberpunk universe. It's not just something used for adult films. There is an awful lot to it. And there's two sides I'd really like you guys to help me explore. First is the lore. So how this actually fits into the universe, and then there's the gameplay side, so how players will be interacting with it. So Patrick, could you tell us more about the lore of Braindance?
I would love to. So in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, Braindance was invented way back in the early 2000s at UC Santa Cruz. It was developed as a way of recording a person's experiences and then playing them back for someone else so that they could relive them as though it was happening to them. It was originally used for things like therapy and prisoner rehabilitation, but by 2077 it's become this global media industry, including things like movies, mass entertainment, things like that, video games, some interactive things, and of course adult fare as well. Now, in our game, we deal a lot with black brain dances, or XBDs as we call them, and there are different types of those, but the one that you saw in the trailer just there was a flatliner. Now that's where the person recording it actually dies during the recording, and it's popular with sort of an illicit kind of a thrill, but
bueno, nos está explicando un poquito pues todo lo que nos han mostrado, que ya os he estado explicando hoy un poco pues lo que hemos estado viendo.
Trying to figure out the best way how to use the Braindance in the game as a mechanics. So what we have settled on is this Braindance editor mode. As a player, you will be able to run the Braindance in the editor mode and see different clues that have been registered on the peripheral of given actor. Now, as a player, you can slide on the timeline of the recording back and forth, trying to uncover different clues.
Me faltan ubres, Luis. Bienvenido, tío.
So, as a player, you will run different investigations that will lead you to different mysteries, and you will uncover them actually using that Braindance as a mechanics in the game.
So, as Pavel was saying, we use Braindance as a storytelling tool. It's not a collectible. It's not something where you're going to go in and you're going to play it and you're going to be like, I've seen this before. What we use Braindance for is to give you a keyhole into the life of the residents of Night City. And we can explore things like childhood trauma, religion, various philosophical ideas in a way that you might not otherwise experience in a story about a mercenary on the tough streets.
So we've tried to talk about some of the aspects that we think the community will find really exciting, but, you know, while you're both here, I'd love to know, what is it about Cyberpunk that you guys are really excited for? Patrick, why don't you start?
So one of the things that I'm most excited about in this game is the characters and the way they interact with the world.
Vale, una de las partes más molonas es la caracterización de personajes. Nos cuentan. Mira, ves el nivel que tienen y todo, ¿eh? Muy rolero, ya os digo.
But we don't stop there. We go back and we figure out what was their childhood like, what was their upbringing like. What kind of obstacles did they face in this harsh reality, and did they overcome them, and how did they overcome them, or did they not overcome them, and why? And you can see all of those things in their environment.
Como veis, estamos viendo todo tipo de personajes diferentes.
And we come up with
de mil palos diferentes.
Now you look at someone like Victor Vector, and you're going to see stories about his past in his environment and in his dialogue. You know, we come up with that stuff even if we don't use it in the game because it helps inform us as to who these characters are.
And
buenas, Calaca, tío.
I would not be myself if I would not say that I'm the most excited about our quests. Like with our Witcher 3 team, with Patrick and like everybody that has stayed with us since the Witcher 3 time, we really have grown so much. We have learned so much, and we have used all that experience to put them into the quest that we have made. And you will not find really a filler in this game. Like everything has a meaning. Like we put so much effort into making sure that everything is rewarding, is interesting, is talking about characters, as Patrick said, is talking about worlds, is talking about emotions. Like
Lo he comparado con The Witcher 3 y estoy diciendo que es mucho más detallado, que es más tocho, que es más emocionante, que está más caracterizado, que hay más variedad. Bueno, en fin, que se te va de las manos.
Okay, Holly, I mean, you asked for it. So, this is my notebook. It says Salsa Quest Designer. The reason is because I dance salsa, and I'm a quest designer, so you know. So I started this notebook actually when we were really starting Cyberpunk.
Su cuaderno de anotaciones.
I wrote like a first note, and it says
de todas las notas que tomaba. Del prototipo. Y todo lo que he ido tachando y eliminando, cambiando, remachando.
Yeah, well, you know, because we are looking for a reference material for notes of a psychopathic killer. Yeah, well, you may find maybe some of my notes.
Efectivamente, es lo que dice Dapium, más o menos es lo que nos están dando a entender.
Patrick, thank you so much for joining me. I'm pretty lucky because I have read some of the stories that you and the team have written for Braindance, and I'm pretty excited for people to discover them. But,
Se acaba ya.
Before we do finish today's episode, there is just one more thing we'd like to talk about. Earlier in this episode, I mentioned that media have been getting hands-on with the opening of Cyberpunk 2077, and they should be posting their impressions right about now. And if you missed anything from today's episode, don't worry, we'll be uploading everything to our channels very soon. And finally, on behalf of everybody at CD PROJEKT RED, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us for this very first episode.
Bueno, les está dando las gracias y creo que se está despidiendo, así que aquí me parece que vamos a terminar. Chicos, ha terminado aquí. Pues como bien decían, Xbox One, PlayStation, Stadia, PC y nueva generación, evidentemente.
Night City Wire, and guys, this is going to be hard. But we're going to have to wait 5 minutes for me to tell you what it's like playing Cyberpunk 2077. I got to be official. It's 9:25 and we got to wait till 9:30. But what did you guys think?
Bueno, os hablando de los tiempos porque ha habido un problemilla al principio y todo eso, pero bueno, los que habéis estado todo el tiempo lo habéis visto.
I played as a corpo in my playthrough. So that is what I'm going to be talking about in 5 minutes. I'll tell you that much. Got to see a new trailer for the game. We heard about the anime that they're doing, which is pretty cool. And then, you know, Braindance is something that you saw in there, which is, I got to play through a whole sequence of that, which is really, really unique and interesting. And again, I don't
Bueno, secuencias totalmente únicas, algo bastante emocionante, un universo y un mundo rico, ¿no? Y bonito. Eso, y habla de los diferentes filtros que utilizan a la hora de mirar lo que habíamos visto antes, los layers, las capas de las diferentes zonas a analizar. Eso también es bastante interesante y le da mucha riqueza, y toda esa programación que hay en torno a todo eso es una brutalidad, porque además es que se ve bien.
I'm actually excited about now, having seen that event and knowing the footage I'm about to show you guys in a couple of minutes, is that there's actually a lot more gameplay. They talked about the prologue and the trailer. What we got to play was starting right at the beginning of the game. This wasn't a slice like halfway through. We really like created our character. I can talk about that. I can talk about all the choices you make. And we got to play through sort of the prologue and the beginning of chapter 1 is kind of at least as far as I got in the 4 hours I was given to play it. So that's what I'll sort of be talking about, and we'll be like, you know, we'll be talking about what it's like to drive vehicles in the game, what it's like for the shooting, what it's like for the skill trees, the play styles, all that stuff is...
Bueno, está haciendo alusión a todas las zonas diferenciadas y todas las partes de Night City y de lo grande que es y de todo lo que podemos explorar, básicamente, ¿no? Dejando un poco caer todo eso. Y joder, por lo visto es que han dicho que va a ser bastante tocho y que solo esto era un punto pequeño dentro de esta gran historia y que puedes hacer un montón de secundarias y un montón de misiones principales. Tienes muchísimas cosas para hacer y sobre todo con bastante detalle, poder investigarlas, un toque rolero muy marcado y todo eso.
post tweet on in 3 minutes here. So, anyways, and as I said, Night City Wire, this is just the first of many events that CD Projekt Red is going to be doing. It sounds like the next one.
Claro, por lo de los tiempos, lo de los 5 minutos, porque ha empezado el evento 5 minutos antes.
Cyberpunk.
O algo así. Eso fue. Claro, efectivamente.
But again, there's lots to discuss. I got to create my character. I'm going to be able to tell you guys about that. I'm going to be able to talk to you guys about some other aspects, the life pass, some of the peoples and districts of Night City that I got to check out.
La gente de los diferentes distritos, ¿no? Nos está comentando algo sobre la gente de los diferentes distritos y sobre su personaje, ¿no? Su carácter.
In the videos, and like Dex, who was in, I think, the trailer last year, talk a bit about him. And yeah, there was like a lot to this playthrough, and some of the quests I'll be able to talk about. And again, each playstyle and backstory actually dramatically changes the start of the game. So my Corpo playthrough is very different than probably some media that picked as Nomad or Street Kid. So different missions, different dialogue paths and choices when you play the game.
Vale, sí, diferentes misiones, so again, diferentes diálogos, etc.
Kind of talk about here in it looks like about 1 minute. So
queda un minuto.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll talk about the hacking and lots of things. So
puedes hackear.
What I'm going to do, just so I can prep you, is we've got all this footage that they provided to me. So I'm going to give like a little preamble here. At 9:30 with some of my impressions here in 1 minute, and then we're just going to kind of like watch this footage together, which is not my own playthrough. This is just footage that they provided to us.
Eso es, Alberto.
So some of it is from the Corpo path, but some of it is from the other paths. So I haven't actually played those parts, but we'll at least be able to talk about them. And I just played the game yesterday, so I've only seen this footage like once, so I'm going to kind of be discovering it with you guys.
Efectivamente, Dapium.
Give you a really good sense of the
Creo que os coscáis bien, ¿eh?
And,
a mí a veces me cuesta según, porque además cada vez que estoy hablando y diciendo algo que he oído o alguna cosa y tal, pues no le oigo bien a él. Entonces me pierdo cosas.
So it's 9:29. I don't think we have to wait much longer. It's 9:30, guys. We can talk about Cyberpunk 2077.
Venga, vamos a darle caña.
First off, wow. I'm still kind of recovering from the experience of playing the game yesterday, but I have to say I was absolutely blown away with the experience. It felt so fresh and unique and different. The world and the characters, it is just dripping with ambiance and intrigue, and I already miss this world. And I have to say, CDPR has done such an amazing job.
Por lo que está diciendo aquí el paisa este, es una idea muy fresca, es bastante completo, es muy rico en todo, en aspectos, características, personajes, situaciones. Tiene que ser la hostia.
Obviously in first-person perspective, it's really an incredible
Yo diría
experience.
Que mejor que todo eso, José.
Blown away by the scale and scope of what CDPR is doing. I understand why it's taken them so long, because there is so much to this world that you got to see. So I got to play.
Claro, tened en cuenta tener que programar toda esa cantidad de posibilidades para que parezca verosímil y te englobe dentro del juego, te metas en la historia, sea inmersivo. Hace falta mucho diálogo, hace falta mucha programación, hace falta mucho contenido y hace falta mucho peso de juego, así que el juego pesará bastante.
But that was something obviously that I got to do is kind of pick my style of character, and I got to literally hit play and say, let's just play it. So let me just start to roll some gameplay here so I can kind of talk to you about it. But there's so many options here in the customization and the progression.
Hay muchas opciones para customizar el personaje, hay muchas opciones para todo.
Hit the surface of, but I'm just going to kind of talk and narrate this footage and tell you about it. But keep in mind, I picked the Corpo path, and that Corpo path, the whole backstory in the original part of the game is unique, and I'm sort of an agent on the corporate path. People on Twitter correctly guessed because I'm such a corporate guy that I would pick Corpo. Anyway,
o sea, que puedes tomar muchísimos caminos.
Some B-roll here.
Muchas formas de proceder.
Cyberpunk, and we'll just kind of like talk through it. So let me call it up here.
Hombre, le está dando bastantes vueltas a lo mismo, pero yo creo que estaba haciendo un poco de tiempo. Ya estamos en el gameplay. Igual coche como mola, tíos. Y esto, pues, es todo lo que hemos visto en Cyberpunk en muchos independientes, pero llevado a una escala más realista y es precioso. Es increíble. Es un mega Tokio. Pero con mucho más neón, mucho más luces, mucho más colorido amarillo y verde. Muy representativo de todo el Cyberpunk.
It just felt like a place that you wanted to be in and you wanted to play and be a part of. So the driving felt really, really good. A lot of people.
Y todo con detalle. ¿Habéis visto cuando limpia el espejo cómo está detallado todo?
Electric coupling module. You said it was nothing serious when I came in. You said you were sure.
And you basically play through, and again, it's like I can talk about the weapons and it's exciting. So this is the this looks like is a nomad playthrough. So this is not content that I actually got to play because
yo lo he pagado ya hace bastante tiempo este juego.
Life choices or backstories. Everyone gets.
A mí ya se me fue la olla antes de esto.
For each player is like just baffles me. So the nomad playthrough, just so you know, the nomads are
pues una 2070 o una 1070 en su defecto para jugarlo en medio alto. De ahí para arriba. Aunque con una 1060 lo podrás jugar, pero no lo vas a poder jugar satisfactoriamente en unos gráficos buenos. Yo lo que tengo entendido, luego al final, por mucha optimización que tenga o no, ten en cuenta que mínimo una 1060 y no lo vas a poder jugar en alto o ultra, posiblemente, eso está claro. Hay que ser realistas. Alberto, por ejemplo, lo podrá jugar en medio. En medio y con texturas medias o por ahí.
Your choice directly affects the beginning of the prologue, but it also has implications as you play through the game. So as I was playing through, there were certain dialogue choices that would pop up, and they would say, "Hey, this is the corpo dialogue option."
En medio está bien, pero lo pones en ultra, chaval, y va una mano para el mando y la otra para el turulo.
Has a different experience with the game, which is pretty amazing and crazy. So again, this is stuff that I didn't get to play because I was Nomad, but that sort of is like one of the Nomad playthrough options, which is cool. And again, you can see here actually on the screen, it's like a Nomad option. So this is again a mission that I didn't get to do, but the scale of the world really blew me away. The level of detail.
Yo por suerte me lo puedo permitir. Lo puedo poner en ultra. Lo que pasa es que si hago directos o hago alguna cosilla con vosotros, voy a tener que moderar un poco, porque claro, son muchos recursos a la vez. 500 horas de juego puede ser.
But it's not necessarily, a very different sort of gameplay style. And this game just feels like incredibly unique and different in terms of what it's like.
Vale, este juego se siente totalmente único y diferente a todo lo demás que hemos visto antes.
New feeling, I think, because there are not many games these days that have that level of richness and detail. And the voice acting,
y el nivel de detalle es increíblemente superior al de muchos otros juegos. Yo ahí lo dejo.
You were like, I want to know more about this character. I want to know their backstory. I want to understand more about them. It's not like, oh, here, some games is like
ya que se ha quemado,
tier
tío.
Of characters which are really well done, and there's another tier which are just kind of like the NPCs. Like everything here feels so well designed. Now this is some kind of combat, so again, this is not a sequence that I played, but let me talk a bit about what the combat feels like. Because this is a first-person game.
Toma granadazo, chaval.
First-person RPG, right? So it's more in the vein of back in the day.
Vale, parece que la inteligencia artificial no es tan estúpida, aunque ese se ha quedado ahí a pajas, tío.
Felt good. But it's kind of a slower and more methodic style of gunplay than a game like a Doom.
No, con una 1080 te lo podrás jugar en alto, pero no podrás tener todas las texturas y todo en alto, me imagino. Pero lo vas a poder disfrutar muy duramente, Luis, tío. Yo tengo una 2080 y pretendo correrlo en Ultra, pero si lo estoy emitiendo sé que en Ultra no voy a poder jugarlo. Y evidentemente algunas cosas estarán solo en alto, porque en Ultra todo esto peta. Me pasaba con Resident Evil, que no podía ponerlo todo al máximo, Resident Evil 3.
But it's definitely a more methodic style of gunplay than like a super fast-paced first-person shooter, and I didn't really mind it. It felt like it was different and a little more deliberate, but it was definitely something to sort of get used to in terms of what it's like playing it. But it was
los coches me encantan, ¿eh?
Really fun. And the combat also, there's hacking that's involved, right? So
eres un hombre de poca fe.
Le
comenta aquí el colega. Madre mía. ¿Cómo chana esto, eh?
This is a Street Kid playthrough, more footage of this sequence. So again, this is something that I didn't get to play myself. So I'm watching this as well. We'll get to the corpo footage in a little bit. But you know, the combat felt really good to me, and it felt super cool. This is Jackie, a character that is featured in all of the playthroughs, and he's kind of really with you in the prologue and sort of the first chapter of the game. Jackie is a super cool guy. You grow to know him no matter what life path you choose, and he becomes sort of a trusted friend and partner to him, at least in the corpo playthrough. But I think in the other playthroughs you actually have like a different experience with him.
Con Stadia vas a poder, y si tienes consola o PlayStation o Xbox también vas a poder.
Which kind of playthrough that you have, and there are also some characters that I got to experience in my playthrough as Corpo, which are different. So like you saw in the Nomad playthrough, that sort of a sheriff sort of like character. I don't even know his name because I didn't play as him. I think he may just be called Sheriff, but that's something that the Nomad playthrough you get that I didn't even get to experience. So that footage is kind of new to me. So again, completely different missions based on life paths, so you really sort of get three.
Pues nada, chico, Stadia. En una mala te pillas Stadia y lo quemas un mes o un par de ellos. O sea que solución hay. Poco a poco, oye.
To see. I think everyone obviously gets the same core missions. The brain dance that we'll talk about when we get to footage of that. That was a really interesting experience, sort of playing through that. But again, everyone has sort of different parts. The prologue of the game is really sort of the first part that we got to play. As I said, the trailer and whatnot came from that prologue piece. And that is, I think I believe everyone has the same first mission in the prologue, which is the pickup. And that's
De todas formas, chicos, yo lo jugaré pues con mi configuración, la que me gusta. Por eso siempre le saco bastante chicha, porque no lo jugaré en 4K, lo jugaré a 144 FPS y lo jugaré a 1440. Así lo aprovecho mejor, porque la diferencia de 1440 a 4K no va a cambiar mucho, para mi gusto, ¿eh? Y una fluidez bastante alta a mí me da la vida.
Primarily like Jackie and V are kind of the team that kick things off. So
es posible lo que dice Dante. Es posible que además pues salga, pues sale la nueva consola y tienes el pack con el Cyberpunk.
And then Dexter,
sí, es la X, la X.
I think last year in the E3 trailer.
Y está chula, ¿eh?
Smoking cigarettes, stuff like that. He works with them, and they kind of work together on this sort of initial heist. So that's sort of something that they need to kind of figure out and work together on. And that's really where sort of like things start out. Everyone has a bit of a different playthrough. Based on kind of who you are, but you make choices, and that's the thing.
Pues fijo que hay una Series X con Cyberpunk en el pack. Estoy seguro. Lo que no estoy tan seguro es que sea customizada. Y si hacen eso, pues será en plan premium, limitada y un pastón.
I did that mission, and then the mission that I got to do with a lot of gameplay was the All Foods Factory. And that was, very combat oriented. That I'll get to talk about if we get to show some footage of that. But it's you can stealth through a factory, you can engage in combat, you can shoot your way out, you can go a bunch of different ways, but there are definitely some stealth things, and there's a pretty fun training mission. Here's Lizzie's bar, which you get to go to. This is something I did get to play as, and you get to chat with her, you can see some of the dialogue with her, but I mean the character design is like phenomenal. And it's not just, 3 of the characters are this cool, like literally every character you meet has an incredible just sort of sense of style and fashion.
Hombre, desde luego que se va a ver bien en Xbox One X, eso está claro.
And really well done. I thought
Pero en nueva generación y en un PC muy potente, pues le vas a poder sacar un rendimiento gráfico, pues espectacular.
So you saw, actually, this is the footage that we saw in Night City Wire with the brain dance. So this is a really interesting type of gameplay, and it takes a while to get used to. It's like sort of the investigation mode in a Batman game, but even more in depth. So it's kind of like a video editor, right? I do a lot of video editing, and it reminds me of video editing, in that you have the editor and then you scrub through, right? So there's a timeline, but there's multiple layers. So there's like a visual layer, there's an audio layer, and then there's, I don't know if it's active yet, but there's a thermal layer.
Exactamente me pasaba a mí lo mismo, Luis, tío. Exactamente lo mismo que tú.
Through these scenes, in this kind of heist sequence, you'll see, and you can move the camera around, and the brain dance allows you to basically see and scan things in different ways. So across those 3 layers, so you can basically rewind and fast forward through sequences. You can pick which layer you want to sort of figure out a clue, and then you can zoom in on things. Sorry, I gotta take a swig of water. You can zoom in on things, and then basically analyze them to get additional clues. So there were 2 brain dance sequences that I got to check out in the game. This is one of the first ones, and it's a different type of gameplay, right? It really is like investigation and discovery across multiple layers. And right now, as I played it, it's a little challenging sometimes because you definitely are hunting. You're kind of pixel hunting in a way to sort of try and figure out things. And you'll know that you have to go to.
En una videoconsola ir a 100 FPS estaría bastante bien.
An object or a clue, like in one of the other brain dance sequence, you're looking for this kind of chip or clue somewhere in the world, and you it's in the thermal layer. They'll tell you that. But you kind of have to like watch the sequence, and sometimes the camera in this. It can only be sort of around the characters in terms of how the brain dance works, so you can't necessarily scan the entire environment. So as these characters move, you'll sort of go out of signal or range. And this is the audio layer here, right? So you can see that there's some audio clues that are highlighted. You can kind of zoom into those. And this is kind of how you discover things in the game in terms of story beats and obviously, investigation beats. So very different, right, than like gunplay or driving around. This kind of, you can see he'll pull a gun on the guy here in the store, and it's this is something where you can kind of move around, see the sequence from multiple different ways. And again, I'd never seen this before from the game. It was sort of a very different kind of approach to how you do a kind of an investigation mode. And I don't know how much of it is going to be in the game. It feels though like it's going to be a pretty significant part of the experience, going back to Lucy's and sort of these brain dances.
La verdad es que el tío nos está explicando su experiencia. Ando bastante tiempo callado, pero nos está explicando su experiencia. Y nos está explicando un poquito todo esto que realmente nos lo han dicho antes los de Project Red. Y estamos viendo un poco pues lo que ya habíamos visto y comentado anteriormente, pero está bien, aparte de que dice que es muy bello, pero bueno, está claro que luce espectacular. Eso por descontado, por lo que hemos visto ha sido, vamos, una maldita pasada. Y supongo pues que todos emocionados, claro, que es lo que estoy viendo por aquí en el chat, etcétera.
Makes sense for this to sort of be a part of it, but it's basically the commercial production of memories. So as you can imagine, this brain dance editing suite is the way you're going to sort of like gain knowledge and information on characters.
Siento decirlo, pero es verdad, os doy la razón. En eso Microsoft es de fiar. Y yo tengo una X también y sé cómo va. Y todo lo que dijeron sobre la consola y sobre los juegos que iban a salir para esa consola era verdad. Nunca lo enmascararon y lo disfrazaron de nada. Bueno, Alberto, todavía puedes esperar un poco. No, quiero decir, no te vas a quedar sin el título cuando salga. No se van a agotar. Así que por eso no te preocupes. Piénsalo.
And that was, again, a pretty cool new feature that we got to check out in Cyberpunk as well. All right, so we're back to the Nomad playthrough. I should have played as Nomad because so much of this footage comes from Nomad, but there's going to be some Corpo stuff, I know it. You know, as you can see here, tons of dialogue options for you and Jackie going through. And again,
ha fallado, tío. La he tenido que quitar porque me está dando problemas un puerto USB. La última actualización de Windows, macho.
Typically with launch games, you get games that are kind of not rushed, but sort of limited in scope for launch. I mean, this is probably one of the most ambitious games of the past decade that is going to be coming out alongside these
Aaron Llanos se ha suscrito. Bienvenido, tío. Estoy haciendo el gesto y todo, ¿eh? Qué gilipollas estoy. Es la primera vez que yo creo que en 2 años no tengo la cámara puesta.
Agents versus you, and then you go into the investigation mode and the level of customization and detail. I don't know if we're going to get to show sort of the perk trees or the skill trees the characters play with those.
Está bastante guapo, yo creo que lo vamos a disfrutar muchísimo. Yo por lo menos, como ya está hecho, en cuanto llegue el 19 de noviembre yo lo voy a tener en casita y habrá que darle duro. Eso también es verdad, lo que dice Luis también es verdad. ¡Chinguen a su madre! Ya decía yo que había oído también algo de Spanglish anteriormente y un poco de mezcla con inglés y español. ¡Ey! Felicidades, tío, felicidades. Ya te vas haciendo viejo, ¿eh? Pues nada, es que no se puede porque ha fallado, tío. Ya lo siento. Pero muchas felicidades, tío.
Goes to the hack of the person, and then you basically, you know, they get distracted, and then you can go in and sort of, you know, take them down. So definitely lots of hacking you can do of kind of objects and items in the world.
¿Con cuál de vosotros puedo luchar? Se pregunta el...
The other thing is the world has a lot of emergent gameplay in it, in terms of things that you can do and characters reacting to what's happening in the world. That was something that was really, really compelling to me, is just to feel like I could kind of make choices and I could steal someone's basketball, or I could
¿Veo doble?
even just like watch a TV show. Like there was this talk show, one part of my playthrough, I think it was called Night After Night, and it was just like running on a TV monitor and something just to watch, and other characters react to you watching it. It's the kind of stuff that
que son gemelos,
from like a Rockstar game.
Pero una persona 2 cuerpos o algo así. ¿Y eso? Qué cosa más extraña, ¿eh? Lo estáis leyendo, ¿no? Estáis escuchando la conversación que se tiene en el juego.
Cyberpunk is just like an incredible density to the world and the experience as you play through it. It just felt like, again, every character was someone you wanted to meet, you wanted to know their story. And the entire world felt really,
o sea que se quiere pegar con uno y se tiene que pegar con los dos. Como son la misma persona. Vaya tela, tú. Sí, pero comentaban que son gemelos, pero que son la misma persona en 2 cuerpos diferentes. No sé si en plan he entendido yo el concepto, pues vale, 2 gemelos, somos iguales y ya está. o en plan gemelos, pero yo era una persona y me he creado uno igual que yo, que piensa como yo y hace lo mismo que yo, o algo así. Es que me he quedado ahí un poco que no sé, o no lo he pillado bien.
Johnny, you didn't even meet him in the game so far, right? So it was really kind of a story about Jackie and V that I got to kind of check out, at least in my playthrough. So, I remember I did an interview with the CEO of CD PROJEKT 3, and he said that Keanu's character, Johnny, has the second most lines of dialogue in the entire game to V, and I didn't even get to meet him in the first 4 hours. So that's kind of like, an insane opportunity that there's a lot going on. So here's Jackie again. And again, look at how the characters live in the world, right? And these are not cutscenes. It's really well placed and scripted in a way that you don't feel like they're kind of going into story mode and pulling out of it. It all is very seamlessly done, and from the motion capture, to the animation, to the voiceover, it really is like it's super smooth. And the NPCs, they're not just standing there, right? They're kind of like sitting on the stairs, and like it's just like that's the kind of stuff that just oozes with ambiance to me and just makes the world feel lived in, which I think is a really unique and cool aspect to this game, which everyone is, really excited about. Some other aspects of sort of the game, as we sort of play through this, again, this is not necessarily my playthrough, this is just a look at sort of a sequence from the game, and we're entering sort of afterlife here, as you can see. A few other things that I'll sort of talk about, sort of your attributes of your character. These are just some notes I took.
Estoy callado, pero porque soy atento, estoy entretenido, chicos. No sé vosotros, pero estoy a todo. Estoy mirando todo el recorrido que están haciendo, todos los detalles, parte de la conversación.
Technical ability, and your sort of cool, your self-control. So those are kind of each attribute, and they have their own perk trees around them, and you can have perk points to sort of level up. And again, I got to about level 5. I did get level 5 in my playthrough. Is kind of where things ultimately kind of ended up for me. But again, everyone has a different play style. I played a little more brute force, more action-oriented. There was a little bit of stealth. Sorry, Mr. Kojima, but I was a little more action-oriented on this one. But it was really fun. And again, look at this like Afterlife Club. Look at the characters and look at how well placed and how lifelike it feels, right? And this is something that I think you talk about the next generation of games. And yeah, sure, it's about like raw graphic power, but it's also just the density of the experience, to me at least, and the lived-in aspect of it, that it really feels alive. And this world to me feels live. Like, look at just the animations in the background, the characters and the screens and the lighting and all this. And again, we had seen screenshots of this game for so many years, and we're like, yeah, it looks cool, those are bull shots. And it's like, no, this is actually like the game and the experience. And look at these characters, how they talk to you, and it's just like phenomenal. And this is the kind of game that I think is going to become this living world, right? And you think of just the core story experience, but then down the road when they figure out, I'm sure, how to do things that are more multiplayer and experiential around all this stuff, like the world of Cyberpunk, I think is going to be something that we're going to be wanting to live in for quite a long time. Just because, again, like, you can hear some of the dialogue here, and again, I'm sure people are complaining in chat that oh, it's chatting over it. We just want to hear it. But it's I'm sure there's lots of people posting this footage on their own. It's not I'm not the only person that does it. But it's really, again, cool to see. Look at this, like even interactions, right? You can take a drink, talk to these guys, and everyone reacts in just such a realistic way. I'm kind of honestly blown away by the scope of it, and also a little scared that it feels so involved and intense that I have no idea when they're going to be able to actually finish this thing. But they say they're on track for later this year. But again, like the scale of this world and the way it looks, what next gen game is going to have this level of detail to it? And again, the graphics are going to be amped up. I assume this is PC footage. I mean, this looks very similar to what I played, but again, I played over the...
Hombre, imagino. En GTA, por ejemplo, si pasa, si le das mucho al frasco, te afecta. Lo que pasa es que aquí será un poco más realista, porque ahí simplemente te pones cocido, ¿no? Un rato y ya está, pero no afecta más que verte borracho. Aquí imagino, pues, que como es mucho más juego de rol, pues tenga también posibles consecuencias o posibles actos diferentes, ¿no? A elegir. Si vas cebolla, estaría bien. Bueno, a repartir. ¿Qué venís a hacer, chulitos? No pongáis tontos.
Again, the scale and scope of the world, it feels so fresh. And I gotta say, the whole technology angle for an RPG, like first person, like this is exciting to me. This is not, you know, not traditional swords and sorcery.
Punky cachondas y todo,
Like, you know, it's GTA meets Blade Runner meets a little bit of Skyrim. I mean, it's got all those pieces in there, but it just feels like a fresh new world.
La verdad es que el tío se le nota, ya no que ande haciendo la promo y todo eso, se le nota que le ha gustado, pero de cojones, el juego, y que le parece una idea de lo más fresca y de lo más innovadora, de lo más chulo y con unos roles que se pueden seguir bastante ricos. Y el tío encantadísimo de haberlo jugado, ¿eh? Yo las he visto con un poco más de pinta de marranas, pero marranas de enoja. Pero sí las he visto bastante cachondas, ¿eh? Pero antes de verlas las había olido.
What else do I want to tell you about it? I think you got a good sense of stuff there. From how it plays with the different play styles.
Vale, habla otra vez de los diferentes estilos de juego porque es algo que lo que hay que remarcar bastante fuerte, puesto que es el plato fuerte del juego, aparte de los gráficos y de la libertad. No, hombre, pero alguna había en aquel antaño, en esos tiempos donde estaba más de moda. Las había bien y las había un poco chotunas. De hecho, yo he conocido a punkies que les decías, vaya cresta más chula que tienes. ¿Cómo consigues que se tenga sola? Y decía, pura mierda, amigo, pura mierda. Y tú orgulloso. Los tiempos han cambiado, pero en aquel entonces, macho, había un poco de todo. Y de eso también había. Estilos, decisiones, hackear, todo eso, tal. Lo que nos ha dicho 1000 veces. La verdad es que el tío le está dando muchas vueltas a lo mismo, pero se las ha gozado, ¿eh?
Go to a mission, like these are all the things you expect from an RPG, but I could tell there's already so much content in it, and even though I played 4 hours,
de todas formas nadie podría ofenderse, joder, yo soy heavy. Hostia.
It's the scale of it just absolutely blows me away. Let me see out of my notes here before we go here if there's anything else that I should talk to you guys about. I talked about the playstyle.
Cierto, pero el combate con armas pasa siempre en este tipo de juegos, ¿no? Con rol y todo eso, que o lo hacen un poco más tosco, no sé si a lo mejor es porque ellos quieren así, en muchos juegos me lo he encontrado, o es simplemente que las mecánicas no son tan finas como las de los shooters, porque es otro tipo de juego, otro estilo de juego, y encaja más de esa manera, no lo sé, o que no lo acaban de pulir del todo. Pero es lo que te encuentras en muchos tipos de juegos del palo, claro. Como este no hay ninguno, lo habrá en noviembre. Bienvenido sea. Pero ya me entendéis, que no sean puramente juegos de acción, shoot, etcétera. Pero bueno, también muchas veces es acostumbrarse a las mecánicas de los juegos, porque cada juego bebe de una cosa diferente. Sí, 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 y seguramente se tenga que sentir raro. O a lo mejor simplemente pues que no han hecho lo típico. Muchas gracias, Fernando, tío. Más pasta a perder, más pasta a perder. No puede ser esto. Esto es un derroche. Me voy a cambiar a la droga, casi mejor, ¿eh? Es más barata.
Info on the heist, and it's a brain dance recording, which I don't think we saw in that footage, but I got to play. And the brain dance recording is in the penthouse of Arasaka's place, and that's where this relic that you're going to steal is hidden. And she sort of this brain dance recording of Arasaka and this girl. You sort of get access to that, and you kind of figure out where the relic is in the room. And then I didn't get to play through this because that's the end of my PlayStation, but I assume then you kind of go in, and since you know where the relic is, that's where you go steal it. So Evelyn is the character that kind of contracts Dex and you to go steal this relic. And then Judy, who you saw there, who's tied up with sort of the purple and blue hair, she's the one that is the brain dance expert and sort of takes you into that brain dance. And she's sort of helping you prepare for this heist. So again, it's like a GTA heist. It's sort of like all the planning of like, oh, you've got the brain dance recording, and then you're going to figure out where you need to go. Once you figure that out, then you go into the heist.
Está hablando de los aumentos, ¿verdad?
Like that. So, really kind of cool to see.
Porque ahora me había perdido un poquito. Andaba yo, no sé, a otra historia.
How this is going to cascade through the gameplay, I think is going to be like absolutely phenomenal. So that was kind of the experience I had sort of playing through the game, and I had a really good time. I think the weapons were tons of fun as well. Got a really cool sort of electro shotgun that I got to use, loot bodies. You have these inhalers that you can use to get your health back, so you can kind of up on the D-pad to sort of take an inhaler.
Ah, vale, perfecto. Muchas gracias, tío.
Again, I was a little more brute force in my playthrough, died a few times because of that, but you certainly can be stealthier and hack-driven, which was really, really cool. And yeah, I really had a great time. I'm curious to see how the battles scale up. We saw some big action sequences like in cars and chases, but I'm curious as you get later in the game, sort of how things work with multiple characters, and especially when, Jackie was in some of the kind of firefights with me, and I'm curious, like, as more characters, as the crew expands in scale, there are more enemies, more scale. I think that's the big question I have is sort of how does the larger scale combat play out as you get deeper into the game? And it's not necessarily... I'm not worried about it. I'm just really curious how that's going to play out as you go through more and more of the game. And hacking is something I also wanted to do more of. I found myself doing a little bit of it, but I felt like I could have done more hacking.
A un mago, no jodas.
Hacks. And there's sort of these letter-number combinations that you have to go through, kind of a mini game.
Bueno, si es en plan trilero.
There's sort of this matrix, which I don't think we saw in the footage. The food mart, and you get to play combat for 10 minutes, and that's all you get to do. These guys were like, no, we're going to give you 4 hours of gameplay. Press start, do what you want to do.
Vale, tengo que investigar más porque algo le ha pasado a mi PC estos días. Hemos vuelto. Crasea algo, pero yo creo que tiene que ver con el OBS, o a lo mejor es la capturadora que me está dando problemas, pero vete tú a saber. Me lo peta todo. No, estamos de vuelta. Lo que pasa es que esto tengo que arreglarlo porque no sé qué ocurre.
CD PROJECKT guys who are probably watching this back in Poland. What an amazing accomplishment so far.
Ya os pido disculpas, muchachos, de verdad, porque no sé, es lo que tiene el PC, que a veces te puede dar problemas y pues ha resultado que justo en esas fechas se me está poniendo tonto. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Me gusta traer las cosas pues sin cortes, que haya calidad, que no haya problemas, pero habrá que identificar el problema.
To just sort of sit back and immerse yourself in it. So I'm sure somewhere else it's posted without me yapping over it, and you can just kind of like, I just encourage you to just like go full screen on it, sit at home tonight and just like...
Tecnomance, sí, lo conozco. De hecho lo tengo, lo que pasa es que no lo he jugado aún.
So it was a really fun experience. Again, I just got to do it yesterday to play through it right here actually on this PC. So I'm still thinking about it, which is a great sign, and I'm looking forward to more of it. So that's kind of
no, fue culpa mía, José, fue culpa mía, tío.
I played as a corpo. That's my sticker. Let me take it off, put it on. If it'll come off here. The unstickering. Oh wait, why is this not working? Oh, here we go.
A ver dónde va a poner la pegatina.
This is hard. I'm like ripping it. Oh my god. Guys, after this it's going to be over, so thanks for sticking around.
Son plastificadas, ¿no? Qué buena pinta. I play as corpo.
I'm a corporate, right?
Juego como corpo.
There you go. I played as a corpo. Cyberpunk 2077 coming out in November. Thanks for watching, guys. Summer Game Fest will continue. I think we're going to be taking like a little bit of a break now for a couple days at least. I just got a new promo for Summer Game Fest that I'm excited to launch. Work with an awesome singer-songwriter out of London, Tom Walker, on that. I just finished that. We just finished the licensing on the
No, al tío le ha gustado, se nota que le ha gustado, pero... Y nosotros aquí sin poder jugarlo. ¿Tú te crees? No puede ser, ¿eh? Pues esto se acaba, chicos. Se está despidiendo ya. En el pack que he pillado yo vienen. En el físico normal también vienen. Al igual que un mapa y viene algo de arte y tal. Viene. Viene la edición física de PC también. Y la de consolas, en todas. Ya las enseñaré, no os preocupéis.
My goal with Game Awards always is that we have to make sure that people are able to play and vet games when they nominate them and choose them to win. So that's the most important thing to me, is that we make sure that everything is legit and done properly, versus just kind of rushing anything. So we're working on that now, and we'll keep everyone posted around Game Awards. But obviously lots to figure out this year about how we're going to do that event. But it is definitely happening this year, and we have some amazing stuff already in the works for December, so I'm excited to share more in the coming months about that. Usually that show takes me a good 6 months to put together, so we're kind of starting on that, even though Summer Game Fest keeps going. But this has been a fun experience to do these streams with everybody. So hopefully it's been worth it.
Nada, pero no hace falta soporte para juegos físicos. Le puedes meter la clave en vez de meter el disco y ya está. Por eso no hay problema, ¿eh? Todas las cajas ahora de CD, de DVD para PC, te viene el juego para que puedas hacerlo como launcher y luego ya metes el código, o simplemente con meter el código no te falta ni utilizar el disco. Y ya directamente desde internet te mete todo. Lo que hay en el disco y lo que no hay en el disco.
Send me a tweet at Jeff Keighley, and I will try and answer some more later today about my Cyberpunk experience, although there were tons of journalists that got to play it over the past couple of past weeks, so I'm sure there are many other impressions, and I actually want to go find some of those to see what people thought of other playthroughs. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm Jeff Keighley. Summer Game Fest continues, and we'll see you guys again soon. Peace out.
Again soon, colega. Pues nos vemos en la próxima. Nos vemos pronto. Esto ha sido todo, chicos. Pues ya siento que haya sido un chasco por mi parte, porque haya fallado unas cosas de hardware de mi propio PC. Tengo que echarle un vistazo, mirar a ver si lo arreglo. Os pido disculpas. Y bueno, para la próxima pues estaremos ahí a tope y no fallará nada, pues como ha sido hasta ahora. Siempre lo habitual. Que espero que por lo menos hayáis pasado un rato entretenido. Ha estado muy chulo, por lo cual yo creo que las ganas de tener el juego han aumentado, ¿no? En mi caso no, porque ya lo tengo comprado. Quiero decir, sé que lo iba a tener, lo voy a tener y lo tendré. Eso está claro. Pero si alguno de vosotros todavía teníais dudas, me parece que os las han disipado de un cañonazo en toda la cara. Así. A las bravas. Y nada, pues eso, que muchísimas gracias, chicos, que me voy a despedir como mi es habitual, aunque no me estáis viendo, os podéis imaginar ya los gestos que hago siempre, y a seguir bien, sed buenos, y nos vemos en el próximo. Venga, gente, hasta la próxima. Chao, chao.